right now. Hear me okay?
Yeah, I see it. Perfect. I hear myself as well. All right, run it.
Danks, you talk to me? Danks, you talk to me?
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're good. I hear myself on the Twitter one already, so.
Okay. Perfect. Perfect. All right.
Okay, run it.
Run it.
What
Let's
were we
go.
looking at? I made a huge bag today, and I shorted.
Talk to me. Talk to me. Whoa. Heck yeah. That's awesome. Mm-hmm. Smart. 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 Hey, hey, hey. Welcome. Yeah, yeah. Welcome. Let's take a look at. Yeah, look. Wow. Nvidia's down almost what 7%. I'm looking at here on this heat map right now. Tech, yeah. Apple, yeah. Technology services kind of down too, looking weak. Finance looks like it's hanging in there all right. Uh, consumer non-durables, commercial services. Are we talking about Tesla? Okay. Sure, we can. Yeah, no problem. Oh yeah, no, right here. Uh, Yep, Tuesday 23rd. Where are we at? Okay. Oh, so Danksy, you don't have good luck. You prefer not to play stocks for the with earnings. Okay. 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 On X. Okay. Okay. Hang on 1 second. That would be a problem. Talk again now, Danksy.
Hello, testing.
Testing. Are you coming through on X now? Danksy? Danksy, I don't hear you at all. Hello? TL, you there?
Yeah, I'm still
Yeah,
here.
it's
Can you hear me?
working. Just whenever we tested that, it was working. So I just
Okay. Sorry about that. I know what it was. Anyways, okay, so let's keep beginning. Um, TL was talking about Coinbase and Mara, right? Correct. And we're looking
Yeah,
more short term. Um,
yeah,
you know, I guess I'll start, Danksy, and then feel free to interrupt me. You know what I mean? Hey, welcome, Chief.
yeah.
I see you here too as well. Um, and I have, and if you guys want to call in or whatever, want to talk, I'm trying to remember to look to see if I see anything pop up. I mean, I think obviously, right? Coinbase, Mara, or any type of like uh, mining, right? Bitcoin mining stocks or something like that, right? Or I mean, they're all kind of into the the crypto basket of index, if you want to call it that, or narrative. Um, I I don't have an exact timeline, but I would imagine that this bull run will, if we're following 4 year cycles or things like that, I would expect this to continue to be bullish in general, like going into 2025 and at least into the first or second quarter of 2025. So um, I would expect, I think like short term. I mean, if we're talking about that even being short term, I would expect like especially something like Coinbase or even Marathon Digital. Now, to granted, with like mining stocks, right, you're always facing newer startups or new companies coming in trying to do it a different way, right? Or like I think like what wasn't Clean Spark, the way they kind of did it was different. Their approach to mining. But I guess what I'm trying to get at is like general. If you want to think of it more as like an index of crypto stocks, I would expect them to do well still, continuing in the short term into 2025. Uh, Going along with my same thesis that I think that crypto will continue to rally. Um, and if you want to factor in too, right, maybe the Republicans winning here in November, right, Generally, right when you look at that, usually markets get a little pop when Republicans win, right? Just with the general idea that like kind of the restrictions will be loose or less, um, and so yeah, I mean that's what I see as the positive side or the argument for that. Is I think being a healthy index for the short term.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's crypto. I think Coinbase, and Mara both follow Bitcoin pretty closely. I think Coinbase is probably less volatile than Mara. Um,
Right.
we're still probably looking at like Q3, Q4. As
Yeah.
if the position right now, I'm not sure how good it is to enter an option position right now, just because it's spiked, right? Um, the risk reward is definitely higher than what it was before. So I'm not sure about that part.
The,
That's a different
the what war?
situation. I'm sorry?
You said something war? Were you talking about
The
the?
risk reward
Okay, okay, okay.
for entering an option position, especially in Mara, um, since it's heavily dependent on Bitcoin mining price or Bitcoin price.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, no, I have open positions. I guess like yeah, I think that I'm just trying to plan to ride the wave in Q3, Q4. I think the question is like, do I add to this? I think it makes sense just to wait it out, wait for the next pullback before adding more in.
Look at this. I'm looking at clear spark. This mining thing. This trades in quite a tight range here, for the past few months, really.
Clear Spark,
Clean
a
spark.
mining company?
Yeah, isn't clean spark?
Ooh, it is.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Um, the name Clean Spark is kind of confusing, right? But because I could be wrong, but it's not like they're like a green Bitcoin mining company, right? And maybe they have some of those practices, or maybe that was in the beginning. But they have, I don't know, maybe we could pull it up real quick. But they kind of had a different approach to the way they were, my understanding, deploying their miners and doing the mining network. Think of
Also,
let's see if I can find something real quick. But it had to do with just they could somehow the argument was they could do it more efficient, kind of cheaper. And I'm trying to think. They have a young guy. Golly, which I can't think of his name right now, but I've heard him. Um, he'll come on sometimes and speak. I've seen him on some different programs, and I do think that he's a pretty smart guy. So we're looking here at Clean Spark site here. Let's see what we can see here. What this looks like. It's essential tool for well, they did announce. These are just announcements. Press release: acquired grid infrastructure based on enterprise value of 155 million. Expansion plans. Tennessee.
I mean, it seems like their marketing strategy is that they're like a clean ESG Bitcoin
Oh, it is
miner.
that. Okay. 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 Well, that doesn't appeal to me. I mean, my general kind of consensus, and this would be a great question for probably the rest of y'all, but I thought that that we're kind of getting some of the ESG stuff is kind of starting to lose its importance. Is what I'm trying to say, or the appeal of companies need for the ESG push.
Yeah. Uh, Let me see. Can you look up? I mean, how is Riot trading compared to Mara? Can you do that comparison?
Let's look at that. Sure, no problem. Of course. Of course. Can you see my chart? Is this correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. Um. Yeah, I mean, Marathon's doing way better than Riot. Yeah. I mean, you could
Hmm.
say correlated here, but yeah, if you look at the spaghetti chart here,
Why is that though? That's the real question.
why is Marathon performing so much better than Riot?
Yeah, I mean, eventually
We,
it's the same business.
well, can we take a look at their financials here? Let's see. And Riot has earnings coming up later. Let's see. PDE 17.29. Gee, that had a huge valuation in back in 2020. Let's see.
Yeah, that was when Bitcoin hit all-time highs,
Okay, well, that
basically,
makes sense.
or close to it. But actually, no, that was when Bitcoin was super low. It was like 2021. That was good. That probably changed
Their
earnings. I'm not
P to
sure
S
how
from
good.
2020 to 2021 went from 50 drop.
Well, yeah, because
Jeez,
earnings for them is based on Bitcoin price.
right. But see, the miners aren't necessarily always selling, right? Like, for example,
Yeah, but
all their Bitcoin every month, right?
the financial tracking is profit is like it's profit when you get the miner and then capital when you get the Bitcoin and then capital gains when you sell it.
Okay. So let's look at quarterly versus. Okay, let's now look at real quick. Let's look at the marathon.
Yeah, probably also comes down to like where they mine, right? Like where they mine, how efficient they are, particularly with the
Right.
halving. Can they still be comfortable with the rewards that they're getting?
Yeah, I mean you
But
probably have
some,
to look at like what miners they have
yeah,
at Marathon versus at Riot versus at Clean Spark and like the quantities and stuff.
and the assumption probably is like the larger that you are, the more scale you have, the more efficient you probably could be,
Because you look
and it
Right.
might be tougher for the smaller ones.
like if you look at marathon here, they're they were obviously their P and E and PS was high in 2020, but I mean it barely dropped in 2021, 20. You know what I mean? Compared to Riot
Yeah.
evaluation there. Oh, they do pay dividends. Is Riot doing dividends as well?
I'm not sure. But I don't think it's a good time. I mean, the risk reward isn't, especially for Marathon. I'm not sure for Riot, but Marathon
Yeah, look
is.
how.
Unless you're thinking it's gonna hit like 30, 35, like not sure. Maybe Riot could be a good move, but I really don't know the difference.
in their
You
in
know?
their mining or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah, because like there has to be a reason why Marathon is favored over Riot right now.
Yeah. No, true. Very true. Let me see if I can find it. Would you imagine that they're both have multiple mining locations, say in like different, say whether it was different states or what I'm trying to say, multiple locations, right? Because like you could argue, right?
Oh, definitely,
Yeah.
definitely.
Okay.
I mean, in theory, they're all the same company, right? It's like they're probably 80% the same, like operational wise. It really depends on like what contracts they have with the grid, what miners they have, and like what their strategy is for Bitcoin liquidation, and also what their strategy is for acquiring new miners, right? Besides, it's all the same. It's the same business model for the three companies anyway. So I'm just wondering why Marathon is doing so much better than Riot.
Right. Well, let's see what Riot. According to this, what was this? Riot's competitive advantage. Okay. Oh, independent. They're on Texas Electric Grid. Well, hopefully they weren't down south. They would have definitely been a little bit offline. Let's see. Okay. All of Riot's operations take place
Right?
in
Maybe
Texas.
that's
Yeah. Look,
because
all of Riot's.
maybe they don't have good mining right now because of the power.
Yeah. Look at that. All Riot's competitive advantage is that all of Riot's operations take place in Texas. So maybe they aren't as spread out as Marathon. This was, I mean, obviously this is an opinion, right? But still, what was this other one I was looking at? Oh, that's the same. These are so old, both these articles, but let's see. Oh, this is basically the same.
These articles are like the most generic
Yeah, these are the
pieces ever.
same.
Like
Yeah,
they don't
yeah,
say
yeah,
anything.
yeah. I agree.
What you really have to do is probably read through the 10K of both companies, and maybe you'll have an idea, but probably not even.
They're down for okay. So Riot's 40.
But I
40%
think,
down
I
for a
mean,
52-week
I
high.
think we're gonna see some pullback this week, anyways. So I'm not sure whether it's if it's any long positions, especially in tech.
Yeah, earnings are coming up also, and then let's see if all these tech companies are going to hit their targets and expectations are so fucking high.
Right? I mean, look at if you go to like the S&P or the triple Q like daily chart, like it's looking like it's gonna be like 4 days of red. But I'm too worried to short. Like you can't really.
You're not sure about shorting this? You're saying, Danksy?
I mean, I did it yesterday,
Yeah.
but I'm not.
Oh yeah, this is quite
Like
old.
what? It just seems like tech is like just pulling back a little bit.
Would that be with you think there's any way correlated to Democrats possibly losing and Republicans not giving tech the same favorable treatment? I mean, generally, right? Aren't we thinking like less regulations? You know what I mean? But Republicans, but um, you know, I think
Maybe.
huh?
I think. I mean, I think it's just been a runner for like what, like 2 years now, almost a year. Like if you look at the daily chart for triple Qs, it hasn't like
That's what I'm on, buddy.
had a significant pullback since like November.
But this is
Just
also
been
very
straight
much
up.
driven all by like the top 10 like large tech
Talking about like 7
companies,
unicorns,
right? Like Microsoft,
Yeah,
Apple, Tesla.
right. Yeah, the unicorns.
So I
When's
think
Nvidia's earnings? That's the real
I think
question.
if the Republicans win, if rate cuts coming, right, if macro is improving in general, they also probably need to rotate out of the like large tech stocks into smaller ones. I think when the Russell 2000 index also went up a little bit after the chances increased for a rate cut in September. So I think overall, if macro is doing better, the rest of the market probably needs to also do better, and that means also probably rotating out of like these safe stocks. And I think the other piece is like it's just they've made so much money, so the fundamentals of these companies, of Google, Microsoft,
Right.
They look really good, but they're still like the expectations are so high. If they just miss revenue or even not or make estimates, but not overmake them. I think it will also drive like downwards trends into like these large tech stocks because its expectations are so high for
Yeah, I
those.
could see that. I could see that. Good point and good call out on the Russell, like you were talking about. Like it's still, even with a little pullback today, it's still like 11.5% for the past 4 days. That's pretty
Yeah, it's actually been running,
running. Yeah, yeah,
Russell. IWM, that's the one I'm looking at right now.
yeah. That was the same chart basically. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, you should have told me about this on like a week ago. This would have been a crazy trade.
Crazy. Can we look at? Well, let's look at. Can we pull up and look at? I want to look at rotation, sector rotations here a little bit here.
That's what I was hearing from. I was listening to Bloomberg yesterday, and people were saying they were rotating out of big tech into smaller caps, riskier companies. But that was yesterday, not 7 days ago. So what do they know?
Yeah, you can see. Can you see the sector rotation here? I pulled up. You can see how. I mean, how obviously you can see since March, right? Tech sector has really been above the rest, but you see just really like on the 15th, really tech now like rotation. You started seeing it really lose momentum, and this is where you see consumer discretionary spending actually starting to slowly outpace um, uh, tech. Um, and energy. I mean, I think energy would be an obvious smart play. Anticipating, say, Republicans say win in November, um, right? I mean, generally, that's when those periods of time, right, is where we have less restrictions on energy. Maybe whether it's especially say if it's the energy play like in the U.S., right? Like what I'm saying, like whether it's oil fields in Alaska or natural gas or fracking in Texas. Usually that's when, or natural gas, right? Obviously, we're the largest exporter of natural gas. Usually, I would expect those to do.
I think that might be an interesting play with like the Republicans most likely to win, right? Like going away from renewables back to traditional energy sources. That could be an interesting like play. I wonder how defense will play out from a sector perspective, because there's so much defense spending because of the wars and
Right.
because of like the spending by the Democrats. But most likely, I would assume that defense spending might. Well, actually, we probably should look into what they're proposing. But I would assume Trump would want to spend less or provide less money to foreign countries. So it might be interesting to understand and learn about like how they will affect like the defense sector.
Yeah, I agree too. I think you're right. Yeah, too. Exactly. Say if, yeah, that's a very, yeah.
Because I think the defense sector has been running also for like the last year or since the wars.
Oh yeah, I mean because
Because of Ukraine.
you could say we give whatever 10 billion to Ukraine, right? But maybe 6 billion never leaves the U.S. because it just goes straight to military. You know what I mean?
Oh, dude,
Raytheon.
I'm pretty sure like if we give 10 bill to Ukraine, like
Yeah,
95% of it stays in the
that's
United
what
States.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I had heard. Um, we look like is
Like
Raytheon public?
maybe it's a hot take, but I'm not. I think cutting back on defense is such a bad idea for the United States.
Is what not a good idea? Yeah, I
Yeah,
know.
I think the spend on defense is like I think they should just keep it how it is
I
normally.
agree. I mean,
Yeah,
Maybe
maybe just switching it like for internal spending versus like giving it away to
right,
different
right.
countries.
I mean it's a loan to Ukraine. It's not like we're giving them. It's not even like we're giving them money. We're giving them like 10 bill worth of tanks and missiles and bombs.
Correct. And
We're giving them like old bombs. We're not even giving them the new
well, I mean,
bombs.
as still being considered. I mean, I don't say considered, but still being in the position of being the world superpower, right? Like a lot of the a lot of the strategy, right, is built on deterrence, right? Um, in the sense of defense, right? Like, hey, you're not going to do that to us because if you did, this, it'd be total and it'd be really bad for you, right? Is the idea of deterrence? I'm trying to say.
Right.
Um,
I mean, I think now we're just getting into war theory. We're just wasting like Russia's time at this point. We're just wasting their resources.
Yeah, we can make a switch to crypto and meme coins. Sorry for deterring to this other side.
No,
it's
you're
cool.
good. I was looking at Lockheed Martin LMT a
Is
while
it?
back, but I just never got into it, and now it's just overpriced.
What about Raytheon or Let me see.
Maybe, but it's probably all the same. It's
Okay.
probably overpriced, unless you think unless you think like there's gonna be higher escalation.
Oh, God, I mean, I hope not. But
The other one that I saw that I think like some politicians invested in is like a German manufacturer called Rheinmetall.
yeah,
So that might be
For
listed
defense,
also here, yeah, for defense.
what's it called again?
Let me type it in. It's like Rheinmetall, RHEIN, and then metal.
Okay, okay, I see.
Yeah.
Oh wow, yeah, that's been on a strong trend since. Wow, since what Q4 of last year almost.
Yep.
Was that related to earnings? Not really. Oh, they did look 30% surprise in earnings there. Wow. And they have earnings coming up again in August 8th. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, so I think a lot of the European funding goes into them.
Okay. Good eyes. Good eyes. Good shout out to get. I keep calling you LT, but what? Uh, can we go with LT or you
what is it? RMH?
RHM?
RHM?
Yeah, I like that a lot.
I don't have it.
I'd like to see if it could hold this.
Can't buy it in the US. You have to. It's definitely not US equity.
There's. I wish there's some crypto exchanges out there starting to tokenize against stocks, kind of like FTX was starting to. I'm not sure the availability of that. Yeah, I liked it. I like this. This looks nice. I like this a lot, honestly. Um, yeah, interesting. Let's see here. Yeah, it's kind of been in this range here for a little bit, but yeah, this is a good one to watch. I'd say especially if some you started seeing this close above 540. So the high was 571.
Wouldn't you want to try to buy it around 460 or open options?
Yeah, sure,
I can't
definitely.
even buy it, so it's not a US equity.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, in theory, right? I would want to. I would hopefully, I'd be looking for some type of
Wait a couple
bounce
days.
on support or maybe retest on support, something like that. Um, with obviously, I would be looking at this other possible previous resistance, hopefully flipped into support kind of down here, even further at four right, just right under 440, so 439. So I'd probably be looking to spread, honestly, somewhere in between here, right? Um, be something I'm looking for. But yeah, or we could also even look on a weekly level and look at fibs and things like that. Yeah, I'd just wait. Yeah, I would definitely. Yeah, I'd be looking to buy here on the lows. I mean, yeah, closer down here to this range, the lower 4060s, 466. Yeah, you can see what I mean. At least here in the past, right? You can see on the daily, or on the weekly, right? We've wicked actually below twice, but both those times, right? We've we've obviously recovered. Um, this second time, right? This we almost got we almost the next week, right? Flipped it, but you could see this was just long wick to the upside, so not very sustained as much. But yeah. Anyways, what else y'all want to look at or talk about?
Uh, I'm looking at opening a put position on triple Qs.
Okay. Okay.
I'm not sure though. Well, who can be sure about this kind of stuff?
There's no guarantees. Let's see.
I just think the pullback is going to be more.
Yeah. QQQ is the largest of dark pool money looking here. Net flow. Let's see. This is dated though. It was a week. Like, how much of a pullback are we talking?
Let me see. Probably to like 465, 470.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Looking here in the monthly, 469. Possible. Okay.
Yeah, you want to pull up the chart and see. I mean, the gap down today is insane. It's like
Yeah. It's back down here. Yeah. At 482. But you're looking for what downside target of
hmm,
464. Let's say around 4. Well, let's see here.
like if it doesn't get there in the next like 3 days, I'm just gonna exit the position. I'm thinking.
Okay. I'm looking at OBV here. Interesting.
Oh, we can just see. We only see your dark pool tab right
I
now.
thank you. Thanks. Sorry about that. Yeah. So we're basically here at this resistance. I mean, this old resistance, right? Flip to support. You're looking for a breakdown from here, really? Down to down
Yeah,
towards yeah.
down to fill that gap at least.
Yeah, oh, I see what
Whatever.
yeah, totally.
What do you think? Give it like three
Yeah,
days.
I mean
Give it like 5 days.
today's Wednesday. Yes, golly. I did not ask that out loud.
Give it like a
Yeah,
week.
I think that's yeah. I'm a big gap trader in general is what I'm trying to say. Um especially if it's based on like high volume or high volume recovery here.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what option one to buy.
Look here at
What do you think, Kyle? What does the indicator say?
something like this. Let me see. Let me cheat. Use some B3L tools.
You basically want to see the blue
Well, I mean, we're coming down on blue momentum, right? But I
declining.
want to see I want to see money
Yeah.
flow. Like if I'd want to see this money flow starting to decrease, right, or starting to crest down if I'm expecting further downside here. But no matter what, because we're coming down now. See when I drop down to say like a 4 hour time frame, right? I mean, you can see we still have this short term tells me we're going to still come down some here, because we're now cresting to the bottom side of a momentum wave here, and our VWAP actually here in yellow, right, being volume weighted average price, is coming down as well, with a momentum wave. The only reason, from just a technical perspective, say looking like right at a chart and using something like this, like an oscillator, would be that we still have our money flow being positive green here, right? Which is kind of representative as well, as you can see here with OBV, right, on balance volume. But you can see OBV is at least starting to show us a peak of retreating here. But when we're looking at this oscillator here, yeah, we're basically looking at momentum, volume weighted average price, money flow, and then RSIs, right? And so we can obviously see on top two, our RSIs are turned down. They're split right now because this is kind of using what's called pseudo RSIs, which is a combination of two different RSIs. But that being said, yeah, like you could speculate, like let's say here, just even or hypothesize. Let me get an idea. Okay, Thursday to Tuesday, even in okay. For say if this was just a pullback, right, in this rally, like we generally remained in a bullish overall trend, right? We could do that, get a pullback to this, and still be in something like that. Um, this like our last little breather we had, right? For example, was like a Thursday to Tuesday, right? Recover. So, what is that? About 4 days, 5 days. So you could speculate. And how much? What did we do? What was this like? About 3%. What would that take us from here? Yeah, thanks. That is. I mean, if you want to just all we can go on is history, right? Somewhat, and take good trades and trust our instincts. But like, yeah, like just looking at it, just this trend, right, for the past few months. Um, the last time we kind of had a momentum wave with come down, with VWAP. That lasted about 4 days, right? And that's this area on the chart right here, that I'm specifically looking at here, on that circle, and that gave us about a 3% correction to the downside. You could, right now is where we're at. Another 3% to the downside would be actually fill this gap right here.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for a good entry point right now.
Yeah, I mean, what is the actual live figure? We're not below 482 yet, are we? Correct. No.
No, but it's just like ranging right now for the last like 2 hours.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Oh gosh. So now see low. Yeah. Now low time frames here, right? Yeah. I mean, low time frames. We lost money flow. Money flow turned red basically. Tuesday, right before.
I mean, the opposite case is that we fill the gap of today, like tomorrow. Like we fill this like 490 gap to what, 496 tomorrow.
Oh, you're talking about back above us?
Yeah. And we just run it up, you know, trap all the shorts.
I mean, yeah, maybe. I'd be surprised if that could happen. I would be surprised. I don't think it could. I don't think we could get there before Friday.
Right. Tomorrow will be like a neutral day, no movement, and then Friday.
Yeah, that could be it. ALTG. I want to see. I'm looking at some insider trading here. What look at?
Oh yeah, you want to look at the let's see if there's any
I have
new
Quiver Quant
Congress
pulled up,
trades.
but this ALTG here, real quick, and I'll show you just where I got this from here, just for y'all. So this is what I was looking at specifically here. Some of the just these aren't necessarily by date, but these are some of the largest, right? Um, this being this ALTG, which was on the 10th of July, and also this GSAT I wanted to look at, which was back at the end of June. But these were both fairly large trades. I mean, in dark pool insider trades. And so once again, then when we look over here, here's a chart of ALTG, right? Um, what was the date on that? The ALTG was on the 10th of July. It was the large dark pool insider trading here on the 10th, which would have been, oh wow, right here. Isn't that something? So can you see my chart here? Anyways, this here was when it shows the dark pool buy here. And look at this.
Is that the tarp? Is that an actual candle on the
No,
chart?
no,
You
no.
just draw
Yeah,
that
yeah. I'm
in.
sorry. Let me change the color of that. I was just using that to mark the. Yeah, my bad. I'm sorry. To
No, you're
yeah.
good. I
Good
just want to
question.
make
Good
sure.
question. Good question. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Good question. So, anyways, that is at yeah. We are 33% from that date. That
Interesting.
is yeah.
What's the
That,
any dark pool trades today? That's the real question.
that is the real question. Let's me.
Where did you see this info?
This is on the site I like to use. Like just it looks clean. I just like it. It's real clean the data. So that this is called Tradeletics. Um, and see, and they have like if you go down, they have a whole section over here where you can look at dark pool and options, and you can look at premiums and things like that. But they have live flows. And,
Okay. What's the dark pool movers today? Let's check that. Let's see it.
ooh, today, well, most recent UPS.
UPS. But you don't know if it's buying or selling,
Um,
correct?
the largest block trades.
You don't know if they're
Yeah,
buying or
well,
selling.
when I
You
go
just
down
know
here,
that there's
yeah,
someone
it
trading.
should be. When I go down to dark pool, let's see.
What is this website? Let me take a look.
When I was just looking at the dark pool, though, it was showing me whether it was buy or sell. I think it had to be under.
What's the
Oh
website
no,
called?
that was looking at Congress and Insider. I'm sorry, that it was showing me buy and sell. What take ALTG or GStat?
No, sorry. What's the website
Oh,
you're on right now?
Tradeletics.com. So TRADYICS.com. It's one of those, premium. But I like the scanner, the stocks and the scanner. It's got a little swing too for calls and puts.
Can you post it in the chat? There's like 50
Yeah, no
Tralytics.
problem. course, only if you are a B3L Discord member.
Nice. Let me see. Let's see. How do you do this? Start pools. See what's moving today. You want to look at Congress
Yeah.
trades? Data delayed 3 days. Interesting.
Yeah.
Yes. But you don't know. You can't know if it's a buy or a sell,
For the dark pool
right?
versus the Congress.
You're right.
No, you can't. It's where, yeah. I mean, you could go look at net flow, but still. But see, like when I'm looking at this interday, like this profit swing, at, like you can see, like they're wow, really bullish on Robinhood. Wow, call open interest is
Really?
171K versus the put open interest is 13K. See that swing AI profit right there? That's interesting on Hood. It's quite a, and so it's 1% up today. God, Tesla options for the 20 for September 20th are 5 times the net premium it's showing.
Are these delayed? Is that the delayed data or?
No, this isn't delayed. It's just 10% under this is under the intraday option scanner, so it's not going to be delayed. But
Hmm.
see, but then you do have like under research, Congress and hedge funds. Um, see, Microsoft. That was the it was showing as I thought the most. See, you can get daily premiums here. Yeah, heat map weekly premium.
You want to look at some Congress trades?
Yeah, sure.
See what they're doing. You post anything? What was that website we talked about last
I
time?
got it right here. Quiver
Yes,
Congress
that's the
trading.
one.
Let's take a look. I got it right here.
Traded June 29th. So there hasn't been anything recently.
No. You'd think you'd see some of like or maybe it'd be too obvious, but you know what I mean, like some defense contracting like trades, right? Especially with all the.
Actually, no. That so it's filed July 16th. So if you look at the file date, that's new. So we haven't seen these yet.
Okay. GS is this
So he already made 1% or 13, 14% here.
on this Golden Stacks?
Yeah.
Is that what GS is? I would guess. I'm thinking. Okay.
Yeah. But he already made 14%. You can
Yeah,
see
yeah,
right
yeah.
here.
And Home
Interesting.
Depot. Well, it is. We are hitting her. I mean, this is maybe just me because whatever. I just experienced a little bit of it. But I was gonna say I would think things like Home Depot, Lowe's, stuff like that, right? Like, isn't there more home building going on usually general during the summer? I think, even though it's hotter. But I was gonna say, we're just hitting like generally hurricane season here in the U.S., right? Where you think like things like Home Depot, Lowe's, stuff like that would do pretty well. You know what I mean?
Let me see.
This dude bought Microsoft as well. I keep seeing more and more Microsoft. Oh, wow.
I mean, it's just the big tech pullback
Yeah.
for Microsoft.
I mean, their earnings should be also coming up soon.
Microsoft?
I would assume so. They're usually pretty early.
Let me take a look. I think so too.
Oh,
Yeah, on the 30th. So like we'll have a lot of earnings in 2 weeks, basically.
okay. Yeah, betting on Asher's strength, double-digit revenue growth outlook. Okay, these are just articles published in. Google and Microsoft provide NVIDIA chip access to Chinese firm despite U.S. restrictions.
When did we last talk? We talked on the 10th.
Yep.
What is Parker? Interesting.
Hey, that Lam research, man, after hitting that 52 high, I don't know where it's at right now, but I was watching that for a bit. It came down, so
Yeah.
what you could expect.
I mean, a lot of like it's just not like the last like week has been okay for. I mean, it's just this today and then like a couple days ago, land research has been destroyed. It's at like what? It went down from 1100 to 975 right now.
Okay.
Down 10% today. What is going on? AMD's down 10%.
What do you think about? Look at this. I'm gonna pull it up right here. This was insider trading just back. I mean, from that other website. But hang on. Switch the scene. This is GSAT. Okay.
Okay.
Satellite play. Daily. Look at this trend we just broke. Possibly. Now, granted, I'd want to see us also get above this daily kind of resistance here. But this was a trend since January, since the beginning of the year. I don't know what the news. What's the news on this? Space Mobile. They have earnings coming up too, August 1st. Yeah, August 1st. Huh. Okay, so basically, yeah, it's this week. It's been basically testing this previous daily resistance. So nothing too super exciting here, but yeah, this might be worth keeping an eye on. Keeping an eye on. I'd want to see for something like this, I'd want to see a break above or a close above 130 or 132 really on the daily, to see what has this done before. Oh wow, this was trading at 1750. Oh, back in 06, did they split or something? Yeah, I mean, I don't just at this chart, right? Like, this weekly low for the last few years, even, right? Is what are we from away from that? Yeah, never mind. Still about 30% downside possible. I think risk reward on this might not be too bad. I'd have to look into. We'd have to look more into the financials, but GSAT. Anyways, this just came up because that was just a dark pool. What we saw there.
Hmm.
Mm. I know something happened too, unrelated to all this, but something happened with Starlink satellites with the last.
Yeah, they were misplaced. They
And
were.
now they got to get permission before they can launch the next Falcon rocket or something.
I don't know about that, but I know the ones that they launched were incorrectly
Yeah,
launched.
and they're not.
So
Well, yeah, they're not orbiting correctly. Hmm. Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how.
Let me take a look. Yeah, I'm not sure what the next play is for us. Lamb Research is actually like, I mean, it's stable as a stock, but if you look at the last like week, it just peaked. If you want to pull that chart up.
Okay, sure thing.
Is it really? DXN, you really think it's the Taiwan stuff? Because I know Land Research sells a lot of the machinery to Taiwan and TSMC.
What chart am I pulling up, Danksy? I'm sorry. I had a question there.
Lamb
Okay.
Research.
Yeah, I was talking to my buddy actually about that one after me and you got off heat. And what was that? Was it? Is it LAMR?
LRCK. LRCK. No way. Yeah.
LRCK? What? Oh.
Yeah. LRCK. CX. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Kind of back at previous what resistance support here in the weekly. I mean, it looks like to me off the bat here. This might not be a. Where are we at? Let's look at smaller time frames here.
Might not be a lot.
There's quite a gap there too. Wow. Oh, earnings are coming up. The earnings at the end of the month on the 31st.
Yeah, there's a lot of companies with earnings soon. So yeah, it's probably do more research on this one, but it seems like there's something here to work with.
Yeah, I mean, I just like the if you're trying to be a little bit more spread out your risk, right, and you're big on the AI play. I like the fundamental behind this, right, the theory that like well what they do and how they're connected to AI. Um, I think that was very very smart. Okay. All right, let's keep moving on here. Any more indices or stocks you want to look at? Or you want to look at a little crypto here for a minute, or what's up?
Yeah, let's hit crypto. Let's see. We've been talking to equities for like an hour
Okay,
now.
let's move on.
We pull up the trading view. I think we're down today. Am I correct?
Yeah, I think last I had looked, yeah, I believe so. Where is my stupid? Oh, it was hiding from me. There we go. Okay, so let's take a look. Sure thing. Let's take a look. Let's take a look here. We got a few smaller caps doing all right here, huh? Let's see, top 100. Well, BTC is actually back 2.2%. I don't know if anybody was. It might have been 2.8. You might have already gone back to bed, is what I'm trying to say, Dancy. But earlier this morning, kind of at market open, right? I was looking at Bitcoin and price action and um, was just using basically what talking about ranges and kind of what we were even looking at here at stocks indices, but just looking at bias towards previous day higher um, testing or not here. Is this really got it? So I'll kind of tell you. And if you whatever follow me or a BHG Lab member, right, you could have maybe seen some of this earlier this morning. But we kind of had a SFP early this morning put into place. I'm actually as I'm talking, so I'm trying to pull it up on my chart. But we came up and we tested. Then we came up and we tested previous day high, and also took out some liquidity that was sitting. I saw sitting just about at 64, I think 3 area it was. Where was that? Or yeah,
Pull up the chart.
okay.
Let's see it.
So yeah, here we are now here. So this is what I'm talking about. This was we were here earlier this morning. This was this SFP I was talking about here, and I was this is our previous day high here, as you can see here in blue, right? And what I was getting at was that let me actually just take this off for a second. Well, let me mark previous day high here. But yeah. So, anyways, kind of like what I was looking for, what was kind of at play here was, really technically we had already earlier, but before even 8 a.m. But I'm trying to get at is we had opened up, we had tapped or touched previous day high and then came down. So my ankle was closing below it. So my bias was to still target previous day high, and flash forward to about my time drinking some coffee, looking at some things. We got this SFP, here, uh, which is a swing failure pattern for those of y'all that are interested or don't know. Anyways, kind of similar to a liquidity swipe, but really what we're getting at is a after we've kind of put in a low, we get a wick that actually is lower than our previous candle low, and then looking for move in the opposite direction. We actually came up and then tapped this. I didn't mean to do that. Our previous day high here, and yeah, and then immediately after tapping our previous day high, we then obviously, like we can see here, retraced and came back down, um, and yeah, and being similar to the reason you like to get up in the morning and look for, I get, with stocks, whether in indices, whether it's reversals or whatnot. Um, I find, in crypto too, or especially if you're really out there in day trading, still trying to get it minute to minute, right? You're looking at AM sessions and PM sessions, right? Or kill zones, or even things like that. Um, but yeah, I mean, and this is where if you ever want to learn more about like, leverage trading, right? Where you could, um, use something like this to your advantage when it's even still just a, 2-3% move, right, to the upside. Um, but yeah. Anyways, um,
Yeah. If you want to zoom out to the daily chart, I know Rhodes and I talked about Bitcoin
Yeah, I mean, like, no, sure.
on Monday.
I got a problem though with really high time frames though, man. Like on crypto, because I feel like, I mean, I just feel like maybe I'm too. I ain't whatever. I ain't doubt myself. I was gonna say I think I find that maybe I'm focused more on like smaller time frames, I guess, than others, right? But like,
Mhm.
I mean, when we start to move in things here, like a monthly time frame, right? I mean, I like doing this, right? Like, yeah, I I'm at that like I guess middle stage of my life, right, where I got I got family younger than me, right, with some money, looking to do something with it, right, and also have like family or those like close to me with some money looking to grow it, right, as well, and more sometimes in crypto, right, and stuff like that. But like I don't using very you know scaled out large time frames like this, like you know I I don't know how I mean how could you take something I don't I couldn't it wouldn't work for me is what I'm trying to say. I couldn't take somebody something like this, um, and say, well, yeah, um, this is all kind of going according to my plan, right? Like, see these zones here. Um, you know, I would just, anytime we're in this zone here, I would think about potentially some profit taking, right? Anytime we're down here in this zone, I would think about possibly adding. Um, you know, I, that's my opinion or whatever with these these super high time frames or monthly time frame thing. Um, but again, I mean, at the same time, I'll admit that obviously people aren't looking to trade every day or even make some moves like that. But um, I just I just feel like we can practice even being more accurate, right? If we do it more often. And so sometimes even some of these lower time frames provide some opportunities. Um, I think things like a weekly levels and daily levels and monthly levels, right, are obviously very important, and still respected, right? And so we can obviously start here again, break this thing down, on a weekly level, right? Here's some previous weekly resistance in the past. You can see, we've had some success before. Um, let's see here. One, two, last two breaks above, right? Last two breaks above, what did that provide us here on the upside here? 10% or so. Yeah, that's not bad. So yeah, I mean that weekly level would be some significance. I would think. I would see that. 51,000 or so on the lower side here. Now let's look here on a daily. Yep, you can see you know this 65,000 basically. I mean, if we were just being rough, but this weekly and daily kind of this is also both a kind of like a weekly and daily resistance level we're at. If we want to look at other daily, maybe 4 hour almost resistance turn support. This 63.7, is interesting. This is almost what we kind of wicked down to um, earlier. I think that, let me see. I know we were coming down hard. I was underwater at least a couple $100 earlier. But Made sure I was grabbing the rest of the ones there. Yeah, no, we're good. Um, yeah, because we tested under 6. Yeah, we had tested, yeah, just under 64, about 63.7. So that is what, yeah. Um, but I think more, for example, like these higher time frames are important, right? Like a 4 hour or daily, right? Especially if had gotten into a trade today and maybe you're underwater and we're afraid of like, okay, how far are we coming down, right? You could use something like a 4 hour time level. Looking at something that was previously resistance, you would think is support is possible. Um, to give you some comfort or possible idea of where or that type of recovery would be. Um, as we were to start moving into a lower time frames, which is probably where if you're looking to get a more optimal entry or if you're looking to spread a bigger order in, I think this is where 1 hour would probably be your sweet spot. Here you can see now we're kind of probably a little range bound as we are in between these daily support level and daily and weekly resistance above us. Um, something like this, we can look more even at we could use something like fib levels. Let's see here. Swing from low to high.
We're definitely range bound
Yeah,
now,
I would think so. Yeah,
but I think it's bullish. Maybe we'll see a new all-time high relatively soon. Probably like a couple months next month. If it can break out of the range.
yeah, we've actually seen Bitcoin dominance come down just slightly today, a little bit too. It looks like just slightly. Look at the strength of let's look at ETH versus BTC. Still kind of holding since well, really it's just this range since about May. Huh. We are seeing some smaller caps doing well, like IMX is up 8% today. Matic, Injective. That's interesting. Yeah. Wow. Injective looks healthy today, at least for the time being. Yeah. That's a pretty strong trend going with Injective we got here.
What is this
This
called?
is Injective. Up 6% basically today. I'm looking at some previous level here. This 20 and a half cents. I would expect this possibly to be resistance above us when we get to there. But if we smash right through that, that'll be quite interesting. This was a pretty high volume candle right here. This previous one on the hourly. So last hour, there's a lot of volume behind this one. You could see. So yeah, money flow looks really good on this. RSIs are still turned up, and we like to see when these RSIs are actually not split. I don't know if you can see here, but actually as I make this bigger, but as we start to see it, we want to see these RSIs not split like this, but we want to actually see them together. And as they're about to see more converging coming together. Now, granted, we are getting definitely into more oversold territory on RSIs, but momentum and money flow still seem positive and pointing to the upside in the immediate future. So I would think that Injective probably keep running here a little bit. We had a little bit of a liquidity swipe here on this with this candle earlier, all the way up to just right over 20, about 0.203 cents, right? So that could have been a to blow some of the liquidate some of the shorts earlier, anyways. But you can see we are, as we are talking right now, we are still trading higher on that right now. I keep an eye on Injective. I like that one today. I do not like XRP, but it apparently is up 7% today as well. This seems to be holding a decent short-term trend as well here. But let's see. I'm not the biggest fan of XRP, but we could be looking at recovering some of this high volume candle here that was to the downside that naturally will cause a little bit of an imbalance. Probably an OB form there, a fair value gap. Yeah, I would look probably for XRP to continue to fill this gap all the way up to 62.75 or so. That's kind of what I'm thinking on there, on that, possibly. Looking back here, anything out here. Some of the usuals: render, flow, maker, INJ, Floki. Anything popping off of the memes we need to hear about?
I don't know about memes. Popcat, we're looking at Popcat on Monday, and it kind of drops, but it's still in that range.
Okay. Yeah, we can see. I mean, on general higher time frames, guys, right? Like most things are still kind of definitely in overbought territory, as you can see here. A few still kind of neutral or lower, like OMG, CHR, Bake, Bond, CRV, ENS. Some those might be worth taking a look at. Looks like ENS is starting to move up more quickly here. Let's see. Let's pop on over here. Interesting.
But these aren't meme coins. These are
No,
like
no, yeah,
alts.
these are all. No, we can get into memes here in a second. I was looking. I'm sorry. I was over here looking at on the chart too at ENS, see if there was an opportunity I saw there, but not really on that. Uni, Ton is kind of moving up.
Ton is oversold
No,
or weak.
over,
Interesting.
not
I would
oversold.
think Ton was doing pretty well.
Oh, what's up?
It's weak to neutral.
Yeah, chilling the RSI is just now getting about above 40. Oh, and then I like to look at this too. So here's a way to look at derivatives. We can see kind of a little bit here, guys. The difference between at just a basket of either longs entering or shorts entering or shorts closing or longs closing here. We can see here, oh wow, Turbo, XRP, well, we were just looking at Luna, we're not going to touch or talk about. Tensor, that kind of came up on my radar earlier a little bit. Alice, I know Alice is doing pretty well. That's earlier today. Let's take a look at Turbo though, maybe. It'd be worth taking a look at. Huh.
Mew is on here? Interesting.
Huh?
Mew is on here.
So here's a chart of Turbo, which is Almost looks like it trades as like a meme coin here. So this is a chart of a chart of turbo, right? Look at it here. I might actually even throw on. Let's see. I don't want a fib channel. Let me get a anchor VWAP form here. Yeah, looks like turbo's gonna keep going here. I wouldn't enter this probably now, but it does seem to be in a pretty strong uptrend. Today, if I was looking at possibly trying to jump in this, hoping this trend continues, something like this, the this old value area high at 004378 is what I'd look to as a possible entry. You can see it also kind of acted because this was our value area high. It's acted as resistance and now pretty good, I would hope, support. But ultimately, this old POC here, right? So, if what do I mean if this isn't making sense to you? I would look for possibly if you were looking to play this to the upside. Now that's assuming Bitcoin doesn't start bleeding or anything today, so I don't think it would. This is what I would be looking at. So I'd be looking at entering somewhere here at 0.004378 on turbo, right? And I'd actually have my stop somewhere below this existing point of control. But that would be where I would be looking basically for invalidation, right? If we started losing that in this trend, in this strong uptrend. And we're on 15-minute time frame here, guys. I told you we are going to at least talk about one setup for today, so I'm going to give you at least one here. I'd keep an eye on turbo. I like this. I mean, I'm just looking at this now as we're talking. But yeah, and then I'll just be targeting somewhere the upper outside of this range here. We got a question?
No, I think we're good. I'm just looking at different meme coins as well.
Okay. On that meme hunt. On that meme hunt.
Yeah, we were talking about Popcat on Polymarket and on versus buying the token itself.
Okay.
I mean, it's a better. Not sure. I think it was like 750 right now for Popcat. Let me see.
Oh yeah, you can see. Oh yeah, no, turbo is holders are growing. No. Let's see. Wow, MAGA Pepe or King Baldwin silence. Oh, it's called
King Baldwin.
silence. Yeah, I don't know why it's called that.
What is the narrative on
I have
this
no
one?
idea. I just saw it. It's the biggest biggest and holder trends. The biggest King Baldwin. Biggest in holder change. Did 60%? Oh, and change. Link project social. Let's see. Oh no. Huh. Oh, so this is on Sol. Huh. I mean, on an hourly time frame, I mean it it's still pretty. These guys accumulating. I'm trying to look at these largest holders here. Well, I don't know, huh? I'll say two of the top 15 holders, largest holders of this whatever this is, Silence on Sol, right? Looking at it, right? Or okay, how about this? Three three of the top 15 holders, right? Still
Hmm.
hold. I mean, I'm talking about quite a bit. Like okay, number one, right? He still holds 5 million of his 19.5 million, 5 million of his 20 million bag. You look at this. This guy still 13 still has almost 4.5 million of his almost 10 million bag. Still he hasn't sold. And then this guy still has. He still held on to. So a lot of these guys have sold about, you know what I mean, made profit obviously, but they still apparently believe in it because they're holding five. On average, these guys are holding 5 million apiece of this left still, which you look at unrealized is at least 6, 9, 7K, anywhere between about 7K and 9K in profit. They're still at right now and haven't sold. So
They're just holding moonbugs at
maybe,
this
well,
point.
yeah, right. If you look at their P&L, right, that's a good point. I mean, it's risk-free trade, probably, right? Yeah, yeah. I mean, look, yeah, 16.
But these are probably devs. Like these are probably insiders for sure.
I'd like to see how many transactions. Well, this guy was in 11 transactions, 23, 8, 6. Hmm. Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I don't know. Caution there. Pop Dog is apparently a popular one. A pump fund. Oh, I wouldn't touch. Caution, caution, caution. Oh, we're gonna get a new animal soon in the meme sector. You know what I mean? Besides dog or cat.
Besides cats and
Yeah. Seems
dogs,
like it's gone.
I don't know. Cats and dogs are cute though.
They are. They are. Right. I mean, if we're talking about animal relatable to humans, right? The further we go away from that, I think we're gonna have some problems. I've never been a hamster guy or a reptile guy, a snake guy. Wow. Donald Trump has his own category on CoinGecko terminal now for meme coins. Whoa. Trump Bird on Soul is you see this number 17? It's done it overall 1 hour, 6 hours, and 24 hours. It's not it has not
Bro.
Trump never dies price. It's closed on every time frame from 5 up to 12 hour, basically green.
That's crazy. I mean, it's
5 minute,
super.
1 hour, yeah, 6 hour, 24 hour. Look at that. Now let's look at what I was talking about on balance volume on this. That is in it. Well, on 5 minute. Huh. Wait. There's not enough.
I think if we're gonna look at like indicators on meme
Mm-hmm.
stocks, meme coins, you're probably looking. You probably need to look more uh on sentiment. Look at the hype. Look what's posting on Twitter. Probably get into some cabals and figure out that way over looking at technicals because it's just people and hype and eyeballs instead
Right.
of what actually is on the chart.
True. I agree. That makes sense. Um, I thought before we close out or anything like that, let's look kind of. I thought I'd look just really kind of actually at liquidity here on BTC and try to get an idea of where we be. Okay. Yeah, nothing too exciting here. I mean, this obviously about on these 1 hour time frames, this 64,750 area, or 64,800, kind of being this point of control in this little tiny tight range we're in right now. Open interest, not much of a change here. Kind of still been coming down. A little bit today. OBV is still pretty flat. RSIs are still kind of turning this on here. Let's look here. One more. Yeah, just not much. Um,
Have you looked? You want to switch gears for the last 10 minutes onto poly market?
sure. Let's go take a look.
Yeah, and then we can start wrapping it up. It's been 2
Okay.
hours
Oh wow.
almost.
Yeah. Holy cow. What you been looking at on Poly?
Yeah. I I mean I'm still testing out the platform. It's definitely not the same. I'd say it's very similar to trading, right? It's you have to know what you're doing. You kind of have to play the bid ask and then like there's so many. I think there's a lot of arbitrage
Right,
opportunities
yeah,
here.
that's what you were, yeah, starting to talk about. So I'm looking.
Like, like I did one yesterday where they were betting on Justin Bieber's baby being a boy or a girl. Should be a 50-50, right? And so I was basically selling them for over 50 cents and making like, I don't know, a couple pennies, but it's completely risk free.
Okay, right. Well, yeah, yeah. So it even more straightforward on a 50-50 bet, right? For the
Right. All right, so look at the first cat to the billion. So,
say what?
first cat to a billion. If we go back.
Oh,
That one,
first cat to a
bottom
billion.
right.
Okay.
Right. I was looking at this pop cat bet. Uh, what you get like basically 2x or 1x to 100% gains if pop cat hits a billion, and pop cat's at 800 million right now.
Mm, okay. Okay.
Market
Okay.
cap.
Is that 800 million already?
So I was
Yeah, I
playing.
mean,
I
I
was
guess it
playing.
could. Yeah, I mean, say yeah. I mean, well, I'd be interested on. I know it's gotten quite a few exchange listings. I don't know how many, but then I'd be interested in. Yeah, well, for one, say if it's got the majority of exchange listings, then scratch that idea. But if it's only on say like half of the popular major exchanges, right? I'd be interested to see if there's any talks or plans, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, is it about to get listed on some more exchanges, right? Or
Right. I mean, what other? There's no other cat. I'm pretty sure that's close.
yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I do agree. Yeah. I don't know any.
Because they do it on the actual listed market cap, not so like burn tokens don't count for market cap.
Okay.
I gotta drop,
Okay.
guys. Thanks, guys. See
All
you
right.
guys.
See ya,
Thanks, TL,
TL.
for joining us. Okay.
Right? So like
Are you saying exchange listing wouldn't matter as much
it would, but
if
like
it's a buy something?
how they calculate it is based on the actual market cap, not like the total market cap, because there's burn tokens. There's like whatever. If it's like 50% burned, the not burned side will be only calculated for market cap.
Okay. Okay. So they can't just. You're trying to say you can't buy if you were just eliminate or burn half the supply, it wouldn't just automatically double your market cap or whatever in theory. Okay. Okay.
Correct.
Okay. Okay. That
So
makes sense.
so I have a bet on Popcat a little bit, and then a bet on no on the other none. So that's kind of
Okay.
my strategy here.
Okay. Okay. I like that. I like that. Nice. I might have to follow that one there a little bit.
Because like it's a better
Mm-hmm.
return betting on here than on the token itself. Because the token is what you only get like what's it at right now? It's at 800K.
Yeah.
Hmm, I'm gonna buy some more
It's kind of
actually.
good. Go
Um,
ahead. Interestingly enough, this reminds me. I don't know why of almost of like playing roulette. To tell you the truth, maybe it's because I'm thinking of like you have your basic right like spread or bet like sides say double all these double zeros, but right red black, and then or like if you're splitting up the board right. Dude, well I don't know if it's gonna make. But what I'm trying to say is you could something like this. You could make like obviously you're talking about more than multiple bets, right? Just like
right,
as long as you weren't like going up right. But like unlike for example like roulette, right, where there's a minimum if you're gonna make cover multiple corners, right, or numbers, right? You know what I mean? Because they're not making you do that on here, huh? Like you could play three of these and not
No, I
have
mean, I
like, or
think
just
this is
play
a very
two and not
interesting way to
care,
trade.
right? You couldn't. It's not like you play more than one. You got to cover four or something. Where's this at from all time hot from market cap? What is the expiry on this? Oh, December 31st. Oh, that's far out.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think that's. I didn't. Yeah,
right?
yeah. That's not.
So let me teach you another trick on here. If you go to, if you go down, where is it? Where is it? Where is
Oh,
this?
peak.
So if you go to like a different one, if you go to just do will President Biden drop out?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, do that one. Click that one, and then go down. Oh, you're not logged in. Um, there's a way to like make your there's a way to like add liquidity into here and get both sides, and then you can sell both sides,
Right. I get what you saying. You mean take?
which is like you put in $1 and then you get one share of yes and one share of no, and then you can sell both sides at like 51 cents this situation or something.
Oh, and you can put limit orders in too. How would that work?
Yeah, it's
So
actually
it would
pretty
low.
interesting.
It could actually come down. It would
Oh
change
yeah.
even like the. So the okay. What? So
No,
because
it's just
this
a
is
limit order. So you'll be like at 45 cents, I'll
so
buy
what
some.
is since this is a 50-50 outcome, right? Like what is driving? What pushes the bet price or whatever you want to call it up and down? Is it just the amount of bets that are actually in, like as if the pool's going up and down?
It's basically what happens like in real life, and then people start exchanging.
Oh, you're trying to
When is
say
the
because like
election
the
day?
odds are even right now. Basically, the spread's 50. It's that's why it's 51 on both sides. But but like
Yeah.
okay, if it started to get way outweighted, like just like a sports betting in the sense of okay,
Right.
okay.
Like if like Joe Biden like if Joe Biden like
Really looks like he's gonna drop out, and then so
uh
you'd see yeses go up to 60 cents,
right.
and okay.
If Joe Biden gets like a heart attack next week, this is gonna go to 99%. It's like he has to drop out. You'd start buying it at like if you go to the order book, you'd start buying the 60 cents one if you go down. No, just go down to order book there. Like open it up. Open up the order book to the left.
Oh, thank you. I'm sorry. Gee whiz. Okay. Oh, see the
Yeah, so
spread.
you'd start buying up
Okay.
everything.
Oh, okay. Ah,
So you start buying up
I get what
everything
you.
because it's like guaranteed that he's gonna drop out.
Oh. Oh. Okay. I did not know till conversating with you now. I didn't know you could. There was even limit orders on this that you could like order. Wow. Wow. Wow.
Oh, so this bet is for Joe Biden to drop out before the election day.
Before election.
So it's not. He doesn't resign the race. It's before the election day,
Okay.
which I don't know much
Well, they
about.
still got to lock it. It's still a week away before they lock him in as the official nominee, right? Which is crazy.
I mean, he's basically the official
Right. I
nominee
mean,
at
because
this
they can't
point.
make him. Wow. Okay. That's interesting.
But for like this one, you could split shares and sell each for 50-50 or 51 cents and make money. And you make like 2 cents
Yeah.
on the
Yeah.
bullet.
Yeah. Are you familiar with the practice? I mean, it's like with basically like with like sports books arbitrage or like book. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But I don't have enough access to sports
Huh?
books. That's the problem.
Oh, well, like what I'm trying to
I don't
like,
have access to
you can
sports
like
books.
find like for example, there it's a practice of like people will like arbitrage the difference in say like a book like bookies in different cities, right? Say for like a sports
Right.
and yeah, I mean it can be done. That's what I'm trying to say. My understanding is that basically like it is done, but like eventually a lot of times you know what I mean. Some of these bookies eventually start talk to each other. You know what I mean. So what I'm trying to get at is you eventually end up getting clipped or whatever, but get caught. But um, yeah, same thing. Like you can find pretty mismatched, uh, like book, like you know what I mean, especially with sports
Yeah.
bookies. Like yeah, where you're basically just arbitraging it by taking the same bet. You know what I mean, with different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, I think stream's gonna end in 2 minutes, actually. Thanks for your time. Do you want to schedule a time for? I know people are waiting on the options trading stuff. You want to schedule a time for that now that you have power and are all settled in?
Yes. Yeah. I know I had the potential date. I think I just shared with you. I think because I want to make sure that we get do this giveaway. You know what I mean, that we're about to do and have that all rolling this week. So I was thinking that um, if I'm gonna poll the members real quick, but like the biggest request was to do it in the evening, so that we could kind of capture a little bit of everybody. But I'm gonna see if possibly I'm not sure if a week. What I'm trying to get at is maybe on a Sunday evening, unless that's going to be harder for people. Then if not, we'll do it. I was looking at doing it one of the evenings this week, either Thursday.
Okay. How about this? Let's just chat over Discord. We'll get a poll out, and then if you bring like 4 or 5 times and have people vote or whatever, we can figure out a good time to do it. But
Okay.
that's the bell. That's the bell.
Okay.
Well, appreciate you.
Yeah.
Kyle. Let's chat. Discord.
Sure.
I think it should be good.
Sure thing. And with
Alright.
yeah, and we're gonna be for those of y'all we've been talking. We're gonna be doing a giveaway pretty soon here for the kind of partnering with a kind of up and coming
No, I
product.
think the stream.
Yeah, end it.
I think the stream's closed. So
Okay.
it's just me, you, Lucha, right here.
Okay.